Hi, welcome to my first video in simple Ruby programming. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write a program which is going to show you all the divisible numbers by the number that you choose in the range that you choose. So for writing this program, I'm using Sublime text, and we're going to start by opening a new file, we're going to start by making a new file, and we're going to save this file, save as, division. And then you need to, I already have one file here which have the same name, but it is empty, so I can overwrite that, but I just wanted to show you. So you have to put .rb at the end of it, so you're able to write Ruby. So first thing that we have to do is to ask the user. By the way, this is how you write the comment. So your comments are not going to be part of your code. So we're going to ask the user to provide us with a range. First, we're going to ask for the minimum number of the range. And then, of course, we have to store that minimum range number in a variable. So we're going to say get the number. And then we're going to ask for the maximum number of the range. Oops, it has to be comment. Max of the range. And we're going to store that number as well. And then we're going to ask for the number that they wanted, divisibility number. Ask for a division number, and then we're going to save this number as well. So till now, we're getting the information that we want from our user, and then after getting the information from the user, we want to use that information. How are we going to use it? We have to write a program. So in first part of the program, we have to set our range, and then in second part of it, we have to look for divisible numbers in that range, and after that, we want the program to show those numbers to us. So print divisible numbers on the screen. So we're going to start from the first line. So we're going to ask the user to provide us with a range, and the first one is the minimum number. So in order to do that, in order to print anything on the screen, you either use puts or you use print, which here we're going to use puts. In between those two quotation marks, wherever you write, exactly the same thing is going to show on the screen. It's not going to calculate anything. It's just going to show exactly word by word what you have right. So now we're giving an instruction to the user. We're asking for please enter minimum number for your range. Then we're going to just copy this to not write it again. The next step is get the number. So after you ask the user to put a number, they will enter a number, and then you want to store that number. So we're going to put a variable for it, for example a, and then gets dot to I. So the first part, a, is the variable name. So for example, if you're giving 1, a is going to be equal to 1. If you're giving 6, a is going to be equal to 6. So this gets means whatever number that you're going to enter is going to put a equal to that number. And then after dot, we have 2 integer. That means whatever that they are providing us, it will change it to an integer. So we'll see it as a number, as an integer. And then we want to ask our user to provide us with a maximum number. So we're just going to paste this here, and please enter minimum. And instead of minimum, we're going to put maximum. Again, we have to get this number, so I'm going to put this b is equal to, again, gets dot to integer. And we're going to paste this again, but this time we're going to ask for, please enter division number for your range, or anything else which you think is going to be more appropriate. And we're going to put probably C for this one, and gets dot to integer. So now we're going to store our division number as well. So first of all, we want to set our range. Okay, so we have a set of number which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We want the program to go over and check each one of the numbers. So we want the program to go to number 1 and check if it is divisible by, for example, 4, and then go to number 2, check if it is divisible, and one by one we want it to loop. So when we want it to loop, we have to write a loop because we want it to go over each number and do the same thing to each one of these numbers. Whenever you want something to be repetitive, you want the same task to happen to different members, you have to use loops. So I'm going to use while loop here. I'm going to say while, then I'm going to put our minimum number, which is a, less than our maximum number. So what I'm saying here is this. I'm saying while my minimum number is smaller than my maximum number, do this. So right now we set our range. Our range is while our minimum number is smaller than our maximum number. So it says look for divisible numbers in that range. So first of all, we want to go through this range. How are we going to go through this range? Let's add that here. Go through the range. The way that we're going to go through the range is by a plus equal to 1. This is same as saying a plus 1 is equal to a. It means that get a, add 1 to it. For example, if you have 4, get 4, add 1 to it, now it's 5. Now store 5 again to a. So when we get to this point, at this point our number is not 4 again, it's 5. So this is the same thing as putting plus equal to 1. So it means get a, add 1 to it, store it again in a. This is how we're going through the range. And then our next line is saying look for divisible numbers in that range. So we want to look for the divisible numbers. So we can use percent. What percent does is it will divide two numbers that you're given it by each other. For example, if you're dividing 8 by 4, and then it will give you the remainder. It doesn't give you the answer of that division, but it will give you the remainder. So we're going to use this. In order for a number to be divisible by another number, the remainder have to be 0. So we're going to write it like this: next, unless. Now this is our condition that will check for divisibility. So we're checking in our range, so our range is going to be a. Next, unless a divided by something called by the number that we want, which is c. If the remainder of this division is going to be 0, then print it. So print divisible numbers on the screen, we're going to put it here. If our condition was true, then you have to print this on the screen. Puts a. And then at the end of our while loop, we're going to put end. That means this is the end of our while loop. And then save it. So this is how we write the program. Now we want to check if our program works the way that we want it to. I normally check my programs in Git Bash, but you can use anything else that you want. So how I'm going to check it is I have to first go to the directory. So cd so now I'm on the desktop and I saved this file in a folder called Ruby. So I have to go to Ruby as well, and then this file called division.rb. So how you're gonna run the program is you will put Ruby and then division, the name of the program, and .rb. So seems that it is working. Please enter minimum number for your range. So our minimum number, for example, is going to be 10. Please enter your maximum number for your range. We're gonna use 30. Please enter division number. I'm gonna put 5. And as you can see, it will show us all the numbers that are divisible in this range.